Hello, Danvers, and welcome to another edition of Danvers Daily. As always, I am Greg Dolan, the Executive Director here at DCAT, and today I am joined by Owen Tambor. Owen is the Government Coordinator here at DCAT, and there's a lot going on in town government. There was a big meeting last night that we covered, which, Owen, what three committees were combined last night?
So it was the Finance Committee, the Select Board, and the School Committee all in one, a big row of tables in the back of the Senior Center, a little different setup. You can check it out on the DCAT YouTube page. Just go to the live section. You'll see a replay of it. Everything sounds good on the YouTube side of it. So, yeah, that was a kind of a big meeting. Lots of things talked about. The trash fee, which is a controversial issue in the town right now.
Yes, a potential trash fee, I should say.
Potential, so yes. It's not decided. Nothing was voted on.
That's true. So I did look at it, and it was interesting. One of the things that I noticed right out of the gate that I thought was interesting is, right, so budget season, it's budget season. You know, a lot of people see these things come up at town meeting and they don't necessarily know the whole process of how you get to, from the beginning to that budget at the end. And I think that there's a lot of context at this meeting. So there's a lot of table setting. You know, this is where we are, and we need to have a budget by this time, and these are the options that we have. So one of the things mentioned was a trash fee, which I know that there were some pretty strong opinions about on both sides of that one. And just in general, it's like the town needs to get to a point where the budget's decided on, and we get to cover it because it is a very interesting process.
They were basically saying that either it was a trash fee or something else needed to be cut. Was kind of the gist I got was like something's got to give on either end. So that was kind of the gist I got, and yeah, that meeting was obviously very important, and it's going to the potential trash fee is something that will continue to be talked about going forward in the next couple of weeks as well. As more people start to talk about it.
I saw something like related to that on the agenda for Tuesday's Select Board meeting, so that's something that people can check out. We always air those live on YouTube as well as on our cable channels.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to check that out, and just that will be coming up on Tuesday. There's a number of things coming up next week, but really quick, I think it's just important to focus on the fact that if you're interested in these things, instead of getting the information secondhand or getting it from Facebook or getting a recap from someone on the street, you can watch it on our channel and you can see the full thing in all its context. So you can get the whole story and not part of the story. I think that's a really important thing. So I know we have a number of things coming up in the next week you can take a look at. I believe we have a schedule we can peer at and see what's going on next week. So why don't you run down this list for us?
Yeah, so October 16th, that's next week on Monday. It's the Zoning Board meeting at the Senior Center. That's at 7 p.m. So it's just in the big room, the Senior Center. You walk in, go to your right, then you'll see it on your left. It's easy to see. And then the next day, October 17th, this is the kind of the big continuation of last night's meeting. It's a bunch of other things, but then they're going to talk about the potential trash fee again. So that's in the 2-room town hall. This is not as big as the one last night. That's at 6:30, not at 6:30. And then but you could probably show up at 7 if you're really into the trash fee. You could always show up later if you wanted to, if you're focused on that.
So pro tip right here, if you watch DCAT on YouTube, you can sit at your house and see how the agenda's going and then show up for the things you care about. You know, so you can kind of wait it out, eat dinner, sit at home and be like, okay, they're getting there, I'm going to jump in my car and go.
And then and then 2 days after the 17th, October 19th on Thursday, it's the Human Rights and Inclusion Committee. I just couldn't fit it all on the screen there, but that's a 2-room town hall again, and this one's at 7 p.m. So
cool.
Yeah.
So that looks great. So again, I think it's really important for people and really useful for people if you do care about this stuff to watch the full thing in context, get the full story, and be informed. So when you go to vote, whether you're a town meeting member or you're voting for elected officials in office, you know what you're voting for and what's going on in town. So with that, I want to thank you so much for watching. As always, I'm Greg. Thanks, Owen, for joining us, and we will catch you next time on Danvers Daily. Have a great weekend.